Alright, so we went with a somewhat unconventional method of doing this. That way it was quick and easy, and it also had a couple other advantages by doing it the way we chose to. So if you want to know the other route, stay tuned to the end where I explain it. Also, it should go without saying, you should not do this on a hot engine because the coolant coming out will burn you.
All right, we're going to replace the coolant temperature sensor on this 03 Silverado. Whether you have the 4.8 or the 5.3 or the 6 liter or whatever, this one's actually a V6. It's on your cylinder head number 1 down here. Before you start, go ahead and disconnect your negative cable before you work on anything electrical, and also because you're replacing the sensor most likely for a code, so then doing that will reset the ECU. Then once you're done with the install, just reconnect your battery. Pretty easy to do. We got a code for ours, plus our gauge is reading a little low. I don't know if that's part of it. This is a used vehicle, so we don't know if it's got a lower temp thermostat or whatever, but we're getting an engine code for that, so we're going to go ahead and replace it. So that's it right there. And it's pretty straightforward. You'll just unclip the electrical connector. You're going to need a deep well socket to fit over the nut end of it there. Back it out and get the new one in. I'll get the torque spec up here in a second. So for us, it's a 3/4 socket, and you're gonna have some coolant pour out of here, out of the block, because it's right in one of the coolant valleys. You know, put something under there to catch it as best as you can.
Make sure you keep the end of the wire connection out of the way so that it doesn't get soaked in coolant. And if you don't want to risk getting any coolant in under the boots on the spark plugs, just simply unplug them and hang them up out of the way, and then you can just wipe off your spark plug, the end of the spark plug, before you put the boot back on, in case you got anything on them.
Alright, so we removed the old one and as quickly as we could stuck the new one in, so we didn't have any more coolant leak than we had to, no more air getting in the system than we had to. So we'll get this thing tightened down. I'll get the torque spec here in a sec, and then we'll re-top off the radiator and make sure we don't have any air in the system, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so as we're installing this, the torque spec is 17 foot-pounds of torque. You should have seen that red stripe on the threads. That's thread locker, so it's making it tight as it goes in, which it's hovering right around there or maybe a little bit higher. So if it's just tight the whole time, like especially if it's beyond 17 foot-pounds of torque, then just turn it in until it's about the same position of where the old one was, and then stop there, because you don't want to strip the threads out. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. It's not smooth going in, it's tight the whole time because of that thread locker. So we've just gotten it in enough to where we know that no leak's going to come out. It's in about as far as the one that we removed, so we're going to stop there, and there shouldn't be any leaks. But and if you do, just put it in more, but you shouldn't have any problem. But we just want to make sure we don't strip out the threads, because it's been tight for us going in the whole way. Another little tip, by getting that back in there quickly like we did, obviously we got some coolant spray on it, so we took this paper towel with a flathead and just kind of stuck it in there lightly. You don't want to bend the prongs that are in there to suck up any coolant that may have gotten in there before we plugged in our connector. So it's plugged in. So if you're quick enough, you shouldn't have really lost that much coolant. We only lost like half a quart of coolant. So just we're going to start it, have the cap off, because this does not have a radiator cap. I've been under one of these before, took all this shrouding off, and there's no radiator cap. It's a sealed unit, so this is their only cap. But these trucks bleed really good because the radiator sits higher than the block, unlike a lot of cars, so there's not really an issue with getting air in the lines, but you still want to double check. So we're going to start it and let it get fully operational temp, let it get completely warmed up. We'll keep an eye on our coolant level, add any if we need any, leave the cap off so it can burble the air out. And yeah, if it sits here 10 minutes at idle and it doesn't overheat, then we know we're good. It's still wise to take it down the road, drive it around. Don't go too far from home, make sure that it doesn't heat up or anything like that, and then you're good to go. If it does, then you need to bleed the system, but on this is how you do it, and it's not really that much of a problem. I've done cars before where it was a nightmare, where it took me an hour to bleed the system. Kept having to shut it off. It would gurgle a little, add a little more, but it shouldn't be the case with this. Now if you don't want coolant all over your manifold and everything. You drain the whole system from the bottom of the radiator. Also less likely to get your plugs and wires wet there, but even draining it, you're probably still going to have some come out. But that's the other option. So if you don't want to do that, you can drain the radiator and hopefully have less come out that way. But we just pulled it out that way because it's a lot quicker and a lot more simple to do. But that's it. And if you drain the radiator, you want to pour your coolant back in slowly. Don't just pour it in super fast. Pour it in nice slow, so as it's going in, it'll let the air come out. And then if you drain the whole system, you got to be way more careful because you're going to have way more air in there. Make sure that you get the system burped and bled properly so you don't have any overheating problems. That's another advantage to the way we did it. We hardly got any air in the system. So that's going to be up to you. If you want to drain your radiator so you have less splash spillage out of the side here and don't risk getting the plugs wet and all that, or you can do it the way we did it, get it out of there real quick, get the new one in real quick and only lose half a quart, and then you really don't lose any fluid and you don't have to worry really about getting air in the system. So